Hi, I'm Chris Haigh and this is the Fiddle Channel. Today we're going to look at Vince Gill's song Liza Jane. Liza Jane was a request for Sheila, and incidentally, if you're enjoying my videos, do please consider joining me on Patreon, because that's what keeps them all coming. Vince Gill wrote this song using the title Liza Jane. Don't confuse it with the original Little Liza Jane, which is a completely different song. This was a country song written by Vince Gill in 1991, but there's a great recording of him performing this with the Time Jumpers in Nashville. With 3 fiddle players in the band, including Kenny Sears, Joe Spivey and Larry Franklin, and they don't come much better than that. We're going to look at the basic melody of this song, the verse and the chorus, and what you can do in a solo. I'm going to give you a solo based on that Time Jumpers performance, and also a series of licks that you can use to put together your own solo. Let's start off with the intro. And I'm going to use the intro that's on the Time Jumpers version. Intro goes like this. And it could kind of groove over that for quite a while. I think there's a guitar doing that on the YouTube version of this. But it's a nice fiddle thing to do as well. And then we go into the verse, and I'll show you what the vocal does. So it's this 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I did there, in fact, I did the vocal line and then I did the intro fill. So that's what's going on in the vocal department, and then we go to what you might call the bridge or possibly the chorus. We get that fill at the end of the chorus as well as the end of the verse. The first line is all A, then we got the C, D, A. The bridge goes to D. And then there's that E. And then there's a stop. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go around, let's do all of that again, verse and chorus, playing the vocal melody and the fills. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I was doing a lot of double stops there which are not written, double stops and drones. So I'm using here part of what's called a scale of sixths. Which I do have a video about, and it does make harmonizing these kind of lines really easy. So I'm not going to explain that now, but that's well worth looking at. Particularly those lines, the D has a F sharp under it, the C sharp has an E under it. When we get to that bridge, I've got the F sharp melody note has a D below it, and the E melody note has a C sharp below it. Okay, now let's look at the solo, and there are actually several fiddle solos on the Time Jumpers version, and I've just taken some of the best licks and squeezed them into one solo. So we're going to start off with a double E lick, which you can do either with your fourth finger and an open E, or your second finger and an open E. And we've got da 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 da. This is if you've never done this before, it's quite a tricky little rhythm, but it occurs a lot in a lot of different licks and a lot of different songs, so it's well worth learning. Da 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 da. So for each note, I'm starting with the other E just slightly flat and just sliding up each time. So you can do that as many times as you want, really, but we're moving on to dum bum ba bo da dum. So after this, we got a whole bar of a single note, a G, and don't waste the opportunity to make the most of that one note. Starting off with no vibrato, and then gradually widen and speed up the vibrato. And then repeat that phrase that we had before. Okay, now the first of the really tricky licks, which is so second finger on the F sharp, going to third finger, and that second finger has to move down from there to there. Let's just go around that a few times. Then another tricky one. Put your second finger down on an F sharp, bring your first finger up to it, so it's you could call it an E sharp, and then we're going to go, put the third finger down on a D. So those three fingers are all scrunched up. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. And then your first finger is in second position, and that is playing a C natural. It feels quite unnatural playing that with third finger, first finger, but I think that's the fingering you need. Then, fingering's a lot easier, but the rhythm is tricky. You do an E drone all the way through this. I think we only get that 2 bars of that in the original, but it's such a good lick, then it's worth stretching out to 4 bars. Let's do all 16 bars, and I will repeat the last two lines because the chords go around twice there. 3, 4. Okay, and then the last 8 bars are this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that we're using a lot of the minor blues scale on this. Okay, let's do those 8 bars with the backing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we got into the minor blues scale there, and I've got 7 licks in all now that use that scale. Which will, thrown together, make a really good solo. So the scale we're using is the A minor pentatonic with the addition of a flattened 5th, which is the E flat. There's a blue note. And this will fit over the A major chord, over the C chord and the D chord equally. So you can play any of these licks anywhere in the sequence, which is really good. So, there's a simple one, going down in 3s. And then here's another one. Da and da and da and da and da da. So we're in 3rd position. We got our 1st finger on an A note, and we're using 3rd finger to play a C note. Let's just play those 2 licks together randomly through the chord sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4. As with all those licks, once you play them a few times, you can mess around with them, speed them up, slow them down, bend them in all sorts of ways. Next one is, it's the lick I think in the past I've called the startled chicken. We've got an F sharp with a C natural under it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got an F sharp with the 1st finger and the C natural squeezed up next to that, and we'll alternate that with open strings, so we're lifting both fingers on and off in any kind of rhythm you like, really. And then a lick borrowed from heavy rock, 3rd finger in 3rd position, 1st finger playing an A, and alternating with an open E. So let's go and do these 2 with the backing. and so on. And notice how, as the chord changes, what you're playing suddenly sounds more interesting. So let the chords do some of the work. You repeat these as many times as you like. Another double E lick. This one I think is easier in third position than in first, so I'm using first finger and then 2 E's with the second finger. A similar thing on fifth down. So the second finger is playing an A, we've got an open A, and we're using the first finger against it. And the final lick. Simply running up the pentatonic and a C with an E above it and an A with an E above it. Okay, let's mix up the last three. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, memorize all 7 of these licks and you can throw them together in any combination and it'll sound pretty epic, I think. Let's do one final solo using all 7 licks. And so on endlessly with great enjoyment. I hope you found this video useful. If ever you get a chance to play this song, then now you know what to do with it. If you'd like a copy of the sheet music for this, then I will send you a free PDF if you subscribe to the channel. And if you join me on Patreon, I can send you a zip file with all of my PDFs, which is almost 400 of them now. As well as lots of other goodies to be found on there, and it's the Patreon that keeps these videos coming. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon.